As allegations continue to swirl around director Timothy Busfield, a former crew member from the set of The Cleaning Lady is now stepping forward, not to accuse, but to defend. According to newly filed court documents obtained by TMZ, Christopher Ford, a veteran Hollywood security guard, says the narrative being built around Busfield does not align with what he personally witnessed on set. Ford recalls attending a lunch in Corrales, New Mexico, sometime in March or April of 2024, after filming Wrapped on Season 3 of The Cleaning Lady. Present at that lunch, Ford claims, was the mother of the two child actors at the center of the investigation. And according to Ford, the conversation quickly turned heated. He says the mother became visibly upset while discussing whether her sons would be asked back for the next season. Then, according to Ford, she made a threat. She said she would get Timothy Busfield and, quote, have his if her boys were not brought back to the show. Ford emphasizes that he personally heard the comment and that it was made before any formal complaint of inappropriate conduct had been filed with authorities. Police later alleged that Busfield replaced the two boys with a younger child who had auditioned, but Ford's account suggests tensions over casting decisions were already boiling long before any official investigation began. In his statement, Ford goes even further, addressing what he describes as the logistics of the set itself. According to the security guard, the children's parents were always present whenever their sons were working. Ford claims he repeatedly observed the boys' father actively encouraging them to hug people on set, including Timothy Busfield, and says these interactions happened in full view of the cast, crew, and parents. He also states he never once witnessed Busfield alone with the children. In fact, Ford says there was no realistic opportunity for private contact of any kind. He explains that the set environment made privacy nearly impossible, with people always nearby, either visible or within earshot. This comes as a new shocking audio release has shaken up the entire case.
The underage twin boys who accused the actor initially told investigators he never touched them inappropriately. The police recordings, obtained by the Post and published by TMZ, feature the 11-year-old boys, identified only as BL and SL, during interviews in November 2024. In the audio, an officer gently asks, "You know no one can touch your private areas?" To which both boys reply, "Yes." Then came the pivotal question, had Busfield ever touched them inappropriately? SL said, but he didn't touch that part, while VL added, "No, he's never touched me." The recordings were submitted to a New Mexico court on January 19 by Busfield's attorney, who called the statements an unequivocal denial of the alleged misconduct. The evidence was filed ahead of a hearing scheduled for January 20 to decide whether the West Wing actor will be released on bail pending trial. Prosecutors, however, contend the audio only shows the boys failing to disclose abuse, according to Busfield's defense team. Meanwhile, TMZ reports that one boy confided to a therapist that Busfield touched his penis and bottom, a claim his mother confirmed. The story continues to unfold, with the latest audio and heartfelt plea sparking fresh debate over the actor's fate and the credibility of the allegations. Adding another dramatic twist, Busfield's wife, Melissa Gilbert, famed for Little House on the Prairie, submitted a personal letter to the judge, appealing for his release ahead of trial, bringing the case's emotional stakes directly into the courtroom.
In the letter, Gilbert speaks not as a public figure, but as someone who says she knows Busfield more intimately than anyone else in his life. She refers to him as her love and her rock, both in business and in life, and describes him as the beating hearts of their wild and wonderful extended family. Gilbert tells the judge that in all her years with Timothy Busfield, she believes he has, quote, the strongest moral compass of any human I have ever known. She goes on to say he has dedicated his spiritual self to being of service to others, writing that he starts every day with kindness and compassion. Gilbert does not stop there. She tells the court she has heard from numerous people Busfield has worked with over the years, colleagues who have told her he was their favorite director. She says former students have also approached her in public, praising his guidance, patience, and mentorship. According to Gilbert, these unsolicited encounters only reinforced her belief that the man she knows privately is the same man others experienced professionally. She also highlights Busfield's role inside her own family, describing how he nurtured and guided her son, Michael Boxleitner, from the time he was just a teenager. This letter, she makes clear, is not a legal argument. It is a character portrait, offered directly to the judge. And Melissa Gilbert is not the only one who has stepped forward. Her son, Michael Boxleitner, also submitted a letter in support of Timothy Busfield. In it, Michael refers to Busfield as a hero. He tells the judge that over the past 15 years, Busfield showed up for him more consistently than his biological father, actor Bruce Boxleitner, ever did. Michael praises Busfield's stalwart integrity, writing that there is, quote, no man on this earth more worthy of respect, kindness, and care in my eyes. These letters now sit in the court record as Busfield faces allegations that he sexually assaulted 2 children while working on the set of the series The Cleaning Lady. Earlier this week, Busfield surrendered to authorities in New Mexico after a warrant was issued for his arrest.